Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 110 today. Please subscribe. Today's lesson is significant for a couple of reasons. One, it is the second repetition of lesson 94. I am as God created me. When we had that lesson the first time, it was identified as a giant stride. Today's lesson, towards the end of it, is identified, noted as a great advance, and of course it is indeed both. The other significant thing is that today's lesson is the last new one for a while because we go into review again tomorrow. I am as God created me. We will repeat today's idea from time to time, and it will be repeated in exactly this same form. For this one thought would be enough to save you and the world, not just us, but the entire world, if we believed it was true. Its truth would mean, if we believe that I am as God created me, it would mean that you have made no changes to yourself that have reality, nor changed the universe, so that what God created was replaced by fear and evil, misery and death. I am as God created me, and God did not create any of us, all of us, the one of us, with fear, evil, misery, and death. They are not attributes of our celestial parent. If you remain as God created you, fear has no meaning, evil is not real, and misery and death do not exist. There's a repetitive phrase, particularly in this second paragraph, that it is enough. It is enough. Today's idea, it is enough. Therefore, all you need to let complete correction heal your mind and give you perfect vision that will heal all the mistakes that any mind has made at any time or place. So it's not simply healing my mind as I do these lessons, but it is healing any mind and every mind, because this one lesson, it is enough. It is enough to heal the past and make the future free. This one lesson, it is enough. It is enough to correct all errors in my mind and every mind. It is enough for me to use this one lesson and truly realize that indeed we are all as God created us. And says, if you remain as God created you, appearances cannot replace the truth. Health cannot turn to sickness, nor can death be substitute for life or fear for love. If this one lesson is true, that I am as God created me, it tells us that all of this has not occurred. Now, I'm just going to go for the moment because, we're weaving the first 50 into these. And lesson 40 is that I am blessed as a son of God, was an inkling, a signpost for us that this lesson was going to come, that this lesson is an expansion, that I am blessed as a son of God because I am as God created me. And how can I possibly be anything else? This one lesson, if you are as God created you, there's been no separation of your mind from His, no split between your mind and other minds. We have reestablished the truth that we are all of one mind and only unity. And there is now only unity within our mind and within everyone else's. We join together. It tells us the healing power of today's lesson is limitless. It's the birthplace of miracles. We're still doing the first 5 minutes of every waking hour, and the lines, the prayer really that we are given to go into the practicing come from the text. And I am as God created me. His son can suffer nothing. And I am His son. I am His child. So we establish that our birthright with these words. This whole lesson, and of course the lines were given for practicing, all establish our birthright, our inheritance, our truth, our reality, that we are as God created us. To say to yourself today as often as possible, yes, the 5 minutes of practicing at the top of each hour, but also throughout the day, to remind yourself that I am as God created me. This lesson is also telling us to, with the acknowledgement of this lesson, we will seek only for our Father and for the Christ, our elder brother, in each and every one of us. We will not acknowledge any of the idols that have been made from the tiny mad idea moment when we thought somehow we were separate, because now we have reestablished, we have healed that separation. Every time we say, I am as God created me, I cannot be that and be separate at the same time. So the lesson says, deep in your mind, the Holy Christ in you is waiting your acknowledgement as you. And you are lost, and you do not know yourself while he is unacknowledged and unknown. So we know ourselves as we connect with our elder brother. Again, it says, today we make a great advance to truth by letting idols go and opening our hands and hearts and minds to God today. This one lesson, it is enough to realize and to know and to shift, and the healing is limitless, and it is honoring the truth of who and what we are, each and every part of the sonship. And it tells us that we will remember him throughout the day with thankful hearts and loving thoughts for all who meet with us today, in the recognition that everyone that I meet today is indeed also created by God. They too are as God created them. It is the unification of all minds into one, and the healing of all belief in separation into a healed and whole and consistent and constant thought. A unified thought system is where we go when we realize that I am as God created me. So that's it for today. I hope this helped. It is a lovely lesson. It is a lovely thought. This lesson in exactly the same form will be repeated at least one other time. Well, in the exact same form. But it also will appear in other forms, but the thought will be the same. And that's it. So I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Don't know if I said that at the beginning. I meant to. Please comment. Please practice this today. You will feel wonderful. Acknowledge this in everyone that you meet today. And please be here tomorrow when we start our next review. Namaste.